Welcome to BattleTech in the Morning with Captain Nips. I'm Captain Nips, and today in the BattleTech Backer Beta, I'm going to poke at another variant of another mech because, it's not just enough to have as many mechs as we can fit into this game. We want all the variants as well. And today we're going big. We're going very big. We're going
Welcome, Commander.
About as big as the game will allow. So, in today's chassis spotlight, we're going to take a look at an Atlas variant that I think is worth your consideration because it does something a little bit different from the standard Atlas D. Now, the Atlas D, as you see in the opponent lance, as you will all know very well at this point, brings a swath of medium lasers, 2 in the center, 1 in each arm, wherever they're hiding. Yep, right there. An autocannon 20 in the right torso, an LRM 20 and an SRM 6 in the left. And then 20 single heat sinks to cover the costs of all of that weapons fire. During the Succession Wars era, a new variant of the Atlas was refit and created based on another mech called the Atlas II. Now, the Atlas II was a Star League era mech based on the original Atlas that was solely developed and deployed to SLDF Royal units. And when the Exodus occurred and Kerensky took the SLDF, or a majority of it, out of the Inner Sphere, all of the Atlas IIs left with him. So there were none left in the Inner Sphere. But the weapons loadout of the Atlas II is worth consideration. So at some point, 2892, according to the lore I'm looking at, techs and designers refit the base Atlas with the Atlas II's loadout. Now the Atlas RS, which is this loadout that we're looking at today, downgrades the torso weapons. So the autocannon goes down from a 20 to a 10. The LRM goes down to a 15, the SRM goes down to a 4, and it removes all of the medium lasers. So the center torso lasers are removed and both arm lasers are removed, and replaces the lasers with large lasers. Now, what does this give you in aggregate? I think it gives you a little bit less punch overall. The total alpha strike capability of this mech is lower, especially dropping that autocannon from a 20 to a 10, doubly so because of the way this game treats its autocannons. Nothing else about the mech has changed. The same heat sink loadout is there, the same engine loadout, the same armament. So it is otherwise, with the exception of the weapons, identical to the Dash D. What this brings to the table, I think, is a little bit more long-range reach. It is also cheaper than the Dash D by about 400,000 C-bills. So if you're looking to maybe get something on the cheap, or you're stretching to get an Atlas in your campaign game, and the RS is around, it's worth your consideration there on the matter of cost. That all said, I am not convinced that the RS is a particularly popular build of the Atlas. Now, there aren't too many variants of the Atlas prior to the Grey Death Memory Core and the clans coming back and all of the higher level tech coming back in. So once you've got the D, you've got the RS, that's kind of all you've got to work with in this era of BattleTech. So we're going to give this a shot. We're going to give 4 of these Atlas RSs a chance to punch the hell out of 4 Atlas Ds. Yes, once again, the 800-ton throwdown. Now, I've set up the pilots to be identical on either side. You've got a mix of good gunnery to middling. You've got a mix of some bulwark on both sides and some evasion on both sides. Multi-target, all over the place. I expect the AI is going to be spraying its guns everywhere. So let's get this started. Let's go pick a map. I think today we will pick... Been on Alpine River a lot. I feel like I've been on the stacks a lot lately. I think let's give Death Valley a try, just so that we can see how terribly heat inefficient both of these variants are. And we will do this. Do we do it on sunset or windy day? Foggy night? Nah, sunset desert. The wind is a hell of a thing on Death Valley. So let's get this started.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
So in trading out the autocannon 20, which does 100 damage in this game, for an autocannon 10, which does, I believe now, 60. You're giving up about 40 points of alpha there. And the medium lasers, where there was a quartet doing 100 damage, you're trading for 2 larges, which does 80. So you're giving up 20 there. So you're giving up about 60 points of alpha strike potential from the loadout. Not counting the LRM-15, 5 missiles at
Yes, Commander.
4 apiece. So there's 20 points there. And then 20 more points off of the SRM. So that's 20, 20, 20, 60, and 40. You're giving up about 100 points of alpha potential from the D to the RS. So I'm hoping that my saving grace here is going to be that the RS, with its better reach with the autocannon 10, the large lasers, combined with the LRM-15, allows me to kind of poke and prod
How might I
a
help?
little bit better from long range.
What's the plan?
Unfortunately, that means somebody in this lance is going to have to be the turkey that walks forward first. Wildfire, I believe, is one of my gunnery pilots. Can't really make... Well, we'll wait for the next round to come up. I believe it's Wildfire and Buckshot are my 2 bulwark pilots. So I think what I'll end up doing to kind of push this a little bit. Let's see. So Wildfire
Orders.
has bulwark. Buckshot has bulwark.
No.
Cool. So then Paradise and Blockade are my runners.
Hey.
Who's closer? Alright, so Buckshot's closer to the front of the line. So what I'm going to have her do is I'm going to move and I'm going to post up probably just at the edge of this forest, because then I'll get a turn of forested cover. And I'm going to put my other Atlases a little bit further back and use the long-range poke that they have to hopefully
I'm receiving you.
put some holes in some opponents. Oh, Wildfire's going to take the lead. I guess either Wildfire or Buckshot, whichever one.
Reporting.
Whoever gets there first. And I want Blockade and Paradise to... Honestly, I want them to hang back a little bit, but at this point in the match, we're just gonna tromp, tromp, tromp. I could go to the right, but that's pretty open unless I want to go way up into the hills, and that's going to take forever. I could go left, then I'm in these trees and kind of open in front with the mineral fields. I'm really kind of cherry picking here where
I'm here.
my best deployment location is going to be,
Location confirmed.
where I'm going to pick my fight. So I think if I go to here... So let's just for a moment turn off the SRM-4. And let's take a look at what kind of range banding we've got. Good coverage to right here. And then it starts to roll off until you get into LRM range. That can't possibly all be LRM range. I don't think, but let's get in position.
Let's go. You have orders?
Aye, aye. Confirm.
Should be running into contact right
I'm
about
off
now.
the center trace.
Look at that. Alright, so we got an Atlas behind a rock. Seems good. Alright, we're on the clock, so I'm going to move Wildfire is going to be able to get to where she wants to. No reserving.
Commander?
Point of note. Alright, so I want her to be as forward as possible. She's not going to gain any benefit from this forest because she is going to be bulwarked. So I'm going to start with a move forward for her and then brace. Yep, there we go.
Incoming bandit.
Throw that down. Stand there and take the hits. May not actually take some weapon fire this turn. Yeah, if the back line there, the front of their line is only that close, we can get a little closer.
How might I help?
Buckshot. I will move her up to the trees. At this point, actually, what I'm going to do, I want to check that range banding again. This isn't bad, actually. Let's go through the weapons one by one. So my autocannon 10 has optimal out to the front of this rock, and with Wildfire providing slightly forward line of vision, line of sight, cone of vision. The next time this guy moves forward, he should probably fall into line of sight for me. Large lasers, looks like they share range banding with the autocannon 10. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's almost identical. So that's good. SRM4. SRM4 is going to be short, so we're out of optimal and we're even out of long range here. So the SRM4s probably won't be doing much work right away in this match. And then the LRMs, there's our optimal range. Nice and hot. And if we swing this around just a touch, we can see way off in the distance, off to the upper left of the screen there, just underneath where it says Lance, we can see the very long edge corner of the LRM-15 long range. So that's good. So basically what I want is I'm going to have Wildfire sit here and have the rest of my Lance hunker down back here, right about this line, maybe line behind it. And my range banding for maximum damage is going to be between the rocks, basically, right here. So let's go ahead and have Buckshot take that position, and she's not going to get a shot off either, so I'll just plunk her down, entrench there. Now
You have orders?
Paradise and Blockade are not going to get such niceties. Well, I guess they'll get guarded this turn. Blockade's going to move up next to Buckshot. Also guard. So the question becomes, where is their number 4?
What's the plan?
Paradise. Move them to here.
Of course.
So we've got our lead element, Wildfire. As we have now chosen our position, figured our range banding, we know where we want our targets to be.
Waiting for orders.
Wildfire.
Reporting.
So now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Wildfire for last. I could move her up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Standing by.
Okay. If I move her 1 or 2 steps forward, she gets ranging on the first of the Atlas, but I'm going to want to guard there. Maybe if I take one more step. What else can we do here? You know what? Let's take Buckshot. Move her. Oh, I can move her 2 steps forward. There's somehow still a forested space here. And throw her there. Alright, come on down, contestant number 1. And there we go. We have our first contestant. Bulwark, as we learned yesterday, doing the solid job of preventing that first autocannon 20 round from just murdering us.
I'm receiving you.
And now that we're here, we are a little bit stuck for ranging. The LRM-15 is not in a great position. Let's drop that off for now. This guy only has 1 pip of movement modifier, which means these shots are likely to hit. Wildfire also being a good shot does not hurt. So we're going to focus fire this first guy down pretty hard. Wildfire's probably going to take a bit too much stability damage when it's all said and done.
What's the plan?
Okay, so I got Paradise Blockade. Ideally, I want to get some movement modifier out of this. Actually, don't really need to do. All right, so let's think about this for a sec. Blockade and Paradise are not going to get they're not going to get Bulwark because they don't have Bulwark. They have Evasive Move, so we want to use Evasive Move where we can, but we also want to stay behind the wall of meat in front of us. It's really unfortunate that this spot right here does not allow us to twist enough to get to this guy. I'm not generating any movement modifier staying in the forest. I have to kind of hustle before I get any movement modifier at all, which is unfortunate. So, how about this? Let's move in a way that puts things more or less all in optimal. I like that. So, we'll move Blockade back a bit. We get our LRMs online with the rest of the guns, minus the SRMs because they're now out of range. Shot to the chest. Some lasers. I feel a slobber knocker coming on. I feel like there's going to be a lot of knockdowns, and I feel like... Ooh, there goes an autocannon round. I feel like there's probably going to end up with some melee. This Wildfire takes all of the enemy attacks. There we go. Let's keep our runners back for now. Keep them protected. Totally exploiting terrain advantage here. Nice 40-point slugs from those large lasers. Get our knockdown. I don't remember, but I think that was the first or the second Atlas to move on the enemy turn, so you'll probably only get one shot at him before he gets up, if even. Contestant number 2, walking right up. Wildfire taking hits.
Oh, I'm wounded.
Literally to the face. Alright, so top of the order, I've got a shot at the downed mech. Wildfire has no reason not to plow that guy. We'll even throw the LRMs in on this action. Cutting it close on the heat scale. Let's go center of mass, because at this point we need to eliminate some Atlases. Whoa! Alright, left torso ammo explosion takes off that whole left side. But we did not open up the Atlas on the center torso. This guy's going to get up. His penalties to hit are going to suck. Is he going to move in or is he going to run away? That looks like a moving in to me. Putting hits on Wildfire, who did clear some of her stability damage for having just held her spot.
What's the plan?
Whoa, 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 whoa. What do we got going on here? No, no, back up. Back up. This is what I want. Buckshot. Need to I think I need to reposition Buckshot, which is unfortunate. Let's turn our guns back on. Maybe not. No, we can just opt out of the LRMs here.
Okay.
Concentrate on the good range banding from the autocannon and 2 large lasers bring the SRMs to bear and open up the center torso of contestant number 1. Contestant number 3 and 4 need to put some hustle in their bustle if they expect to even compete in this match, as Wildfire continues to just soak all the damage forever and take a second head hit. Alright,
I'm hit.
think it might be time to rotate the line.
You have orders?
Next turn, however. Let's keep moving these guys to... Oh, look at that sweet spot. Right on the edge of basically all the different weapon bands. I don't think Paradise is going to have the heat scale for this. Nope. Not even close. But you know what? We might get a kill shot out of it. So.
Have no doubt, it will be done.
Oh, that was a good start. Autocannon to the center torso. Large laser to the center torso. Missile's going to finish the job. There you go. Crit. 2 solid hit weapons and then crit seek for the win off of all of the missiles. We go up 1-0. I will say I'm kind of liking... Oof. I'm liking the fact that the AI is getting some bad RNG. But I'm also liking the reach. The combination of the 2 large lasers in autocannon 10 is a really good banding. Like, they band... The range banding is perfect. Like, you cannot ask for better range banding than that. So, we will definitely be leaning on that a bit more. Let's see what we can get now. So, contestant number 2 has 1 movement modifier. Contestant number 3 has 2, so we'll skip him for now. This is not great.
Copy that.
We're going to move blockade back a little bit. I'm actually going to drop the autocannon off to clear some refire penalty here, because we got more than enough guns left over.
On it.
Keep this party moving. So remembering that both sides of this engagement have the exact identical pilots, I have been able to leverage my blockade much more effectively because I was able to pick my position early because I knew my reach. Oh my god. I knew my reach was going to make up for the fact that I wasn't going to be moving forward. Man, Wildfire isn't in a bad way, so I need to get her out of there.
Yes, Commander.
Get her out of there and rotate my line. Can I sprint? I can sprint.
Regained footing. Good to go.
It's a long way to move her back, but honestly, I'm going to lose Wildfire to another lucky head hit, which is the kind of BS that we do not want to accept in this match right now. Let's see how aggressive their moves are going to be to try and finish the job on her. Buckshot's a nice juicy target now that Wildfire has rotated back.
I'm getting pummeled.
But Buckshot is taking some hits.
How might I help?
Nope.
Aye, aye.
Speaking of hits, let's deal some out, shall we? Contestant number 2 standing on the hill. Do we have... Is it worth throwing some missiles? I think it might actually be worth throwing the missiles here. My autocannon's got a refire penalty going on. And target moved. So let's just throw some chip damage on that with a few missiles. Ooh! Got lucky with the autocannon. Hits high on the right torso. Thought for sure that looked like a miss when it fired off. We're getting into salt territory. Getting into salt territory. Come on, take a few more steps so I don't have to move.
Light hit.
Alright.
Reporting.
Paradise and Blockade need to get going here. That looks beautiful. Probably going to be running hot, though. Yep, straight into shutdown. So, if we back off the SRM, we only go into overheat. This is one of the concerns that I had going into this with the large lasers generating all that heat. Take the overheat shot. This guy really isn't too beat up yet. What do I have to back off to get that down underneath? Drop a laser off. That's not the worst. Autocannon 10, a laser, and an LRM.
Roger.
Kind of start volley firing here as we put damage. Continue to put damage on that right side. Actually doing a remarkable job focusing on the right side of that mech. And now blockade is out in the open with no movement modifiers, so they smell fresh target. Ooh! Look at it! Look at that!
Hit me in the
Stacking up the stability damage quick. Takes one step out of line. All right. Doesn't look like I can really get a movement modifier out of Paradise here, which is unfortunate. The move. Also still running super hot, so definitely gonna drop the SRM4s off here. Drop the LRM, drop the large laser. Yep. One large laser, one autocan 10. Do we have a refire penalty here? We do. See how I can arrange these guns in a way that doesn't overheat, but keeps the pressure on. I can fire the SRM. It's kind of a garbage shot. Maybe what I do instead here is... Nope, not that. Nope, not that. I seem to be stuck. Oh, I already moved. That's why. Alright, well... No take-backsies. So, let's do this.
Target acquired and locked in. I'm here.
Alright. Blockade needs to generate some movement modifier, please. This is a nice crosswind shot. This also gets the right side of contestant number 2, which is a great thing to have right now. Line this guy up. Got an overheat warning. What can we do to fix that? 2 larges? Nope. Throw the SRM at it. Or we could simply choose to overheat and take advantage of the position we have on this guy. We're not going to shut down as long as we don't fire the SRM. I like this option because this may just crack the right side off of this guy. Shot to the leg. Oh, and I missed that it's bulwarked. But bulwarked maybe a little too late as I've got the armor panel open on there. What's this guy doing? It's moving. Oh. Alright.
Standing by.
So, Paradise is running a little hot. Can he get into melee? No.
Right here.
I'm guessing. Nope.
How might I help?
Buckshot. Buckshot could get into melee. If I let this guy go one more turn, he's going to get behind me, which is the problem. She's running a little hot. A little hot. Let's just check that. Yeah, a little hot. But if I go melee, I take this spot here. It's going to put my right side, ideally, towards contestant 2. Hopefully he doesn't get behind me. Puts me in cover, so I'm going to get a little bit of damage prevention. I'm going to whack this guy in the face. Which, that never gets tiring. Yeah, alright. Right arm, but what are you going to do? Here's contestant number 2. Is he going to get rear line of sight? Nope, he's just going to move off. I think everybody's overheating. Everybody has come up hot. And with the exception of Wildfire, who had to make a tactical repositioning last turn, so as not to get murdered. We can lay some smack on this guy back here.
Engaging target.
Oh, sweetie, you need to land those shots. Our guns aren't as big as theirs. They need to hit.
Reporting critical hit.
Who's the last guy? Last guy over here? Oh, no. Last guy's mine. Ha-ha! Victory is mine. Unfortunately, I don't really get... I get to fire much.
Yes, Commander.
Let's back off, line this up, see where we are on the heat scale. That's gonna put us in overheat. That's gonna just tickle over into overheat. That'll bleed some heat. There we go. Large SRM autocannon.
He's going down.
Shot to the leg. Shot to the center torso with the large. We like that. Go for those centers of mass. Contestant number 4 is flinging indirect LRM fire. Okay, that's totally worthwhile because Buckshot's back is facing that direction.
Okay for now. I'm receiving you.
I'm a little afraid Wildfire is going to get
You have order?
punked, but I have an opportunity here for Blockade to do some real ugly things to this guy. I'm going to make him move around. I'm going to take this spot specifically so this Atlas has to either move around this way or this way and can't just cut the gap and close on my 2 Atlases over here.
Roger.
Let's go, Blockade. I believe in you. Yeah! Take off that arm. And catch the knockdown. Nice. It's going to stand right back up, but... Clear some heat. Do some damage. Get some work done on this guy. So a thing to consider, which I've kind of pointed out a little bit here. If you're going to be leaning into Bulwark... Ooh, got backside but missed. If you're going to be leaning into Bulwark, Bulwark means you're standing still, which means you're not making moves upfield. Which means that you really want to have reach weapons to offset the fact that you're not moving as much. I'm starting to think that this loadout with the large lasers and the autocannon is actually really good for that. I've got a good feeling about this. Wildfire, sweetie, where are you going? Nope. I want to keep you at arm's length over here, but I'm a little afraid of these guys coming around the corner. 70, 90, 60s. We'll point this upfield a little bit.
10-4.
It's not ideal. But we've got them split and separated. There's no reason not to take the shots here. We will skip the overheat. Unless we can fit it in. Nope. So we'll take this.
Affirmative.
Working through the right side of this Atlas. 20 points left on its right torso. While these guys try and figure out what they're doing. That's an interesting decision. I would figure you'd want to fire on...
Clearly, we're dealing with amateur.
Keep your fire on Buckshot's rear side, but alright, that's cool. Whatever.
Reporting.
Speaking of rear sides... Actually, I don't need to melee this turn. I can simply move for position and try and get some work done
I'm there.
with my guns, because I got heat scale to work with. LRMs are definitely coming off this list. Heat scale's great. Numbers are what they are. This is right side. There we go. Straight through the right torso. Not quite cracking open the center. Five armor left on the CT.
What's the
But Paradise has the opportunity here to finish some of the work. Not going to get an unobstructed line, am I? You go here. Guess I'll go there. Check the heats. Nope. Nope. Autocan 10, large 4.
firing?
Seems fine. Oh! Oh, wow. Paradise. Paradise, we're going to send you back to the simulators. That was bad. That was just bad. Meanwhile. Oh, is it going to catch the corner? Uh-oh. 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 Oof. Okay, Wildfire.
Waiting for orders.
Let's get you out of that bowl. wildfire to a random smack to the face from a missile, which is really upsetting. We're into overheat badly. Throwing a laser. Nope. Looks like once you've hit the red line with the RS here, it looks like you're kind of on the autocannon large laser SRM plan for things that are in the short range bracket. This might do the job. Not quite. 35 structure left. Oh, blockade. My bad. Sorry, dude. I didn't realize I gave up your back like that. Got distracted by wildfire getting
How might I help?
potentially smacked in the face. Let's see. Let's just... Yeah, that seems alright.
On my way.
Take a couple steps. Line up right next to the guy. Point our guns at him. Take off the LRM for one thing. All the short range stuff, which is convenient because it lines up with the long range stuff.
Taking the shot.
Boom! Autocannon says hello and goodbye. All the rest of that was just wasted heat, but
That one's gone.
you know, can't trust the numbers. Sometimes you just got to throw all the guns at it. Alright, 2 down. 2 to go. The Atlas RS doing a good job of demonstrating why this is a viable loadout.
Reporting.
We
Yes,
got
Commander.
buckshot and
If you
there
say
it is.
so.
So we're gonna move this guy up. He's probably gonna get the first go at us, but we will guard against it. Get our full 50% damage
How
reduction
might I help?
and get our full 2 pips of
Moving
movement
out.
modifier here. And why not? Pretty sure this makes buckshot the prime target. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
I really want wildfire to not be anywhere near this
You
fight.
have orders?
Blockade. Let's move you up. Let's move you up to there. 2 movement and forests.
Acknowledged.
2 movement modifier and a forested hex is a good place to be, and had to entrench anyway. What are they doing?
I'm here.
I legitimately do not understand what is going on here. Alright, so if I go hard and get to 5, see some collateral damage.
Confirmed.
Let's take Paradise on a trip. See if we can't draw them out over to this side.
I'm receiving you.
Stability damage.
Acknowledged. Standing by.
Not great. But Buckshot can move up first. Buckshot has no injuries. Just gonna move her to right here and
I'll try.
hunker down. Make them move to me. One of them has to break into line of sight. There we go. Oh, autocannon round to the face. Thank goodness for entrenchment slash bulwark, because otherwise she'd be very nearly destroyed by now. I think she took an earlier shot to the... Oh, no, she didn't. She had no wounds. Alright, well, at any rate, we need to murder some fools. We can throw indirect LRMs, wildfire, or... Can we get a direct line on this guy? Anything? Bueller? Really? Nothing but indirect fire. Oh, okay. I can get it from here. But honestly, I don't want to take the risk.
What's the plan? Waiting for orders.
We'll just fling some indirect LRMs. Save some heat. Wow, those numbers are bad. Train 4, target 4, indirect fire 2. Oof. Oof. That's rough. Do some chip damage at best. Half a box of stability damage. Buckshot gets opened up. I think this might be the moment where the cavalry here makes some hard moves. Let's see. What's this guy got going on? His right side is pretty hurt. So, let's bring that up on the agenda today.
Consider it done.
Use what little movement modifier we can generate here. Got plenty of heat scale to work with. I'm going to skip the LRMs for now, knowing that I'll need the heat later. Go, shot to the arm. Crit the AC-20. Doesn't quite knock it out, though.
Aye, aye.
Blockade. We'll do the same. Try to get a line on this guy.
Heading out.
Get all of the guns lined up in this guy's direction with decent modifiers to hit. Heat scale wise, looking pretty good.
Roger.
Nice landing torso shots with our bigger guns. Sneaking in some pretty sandpapery damage with those missiles, truth be told. Alright.
Standing by.
Buckshot, we're just gonna... Oh man, this is rough. Alright, so she's at 11... Oh man, she's at 11 structure left in the head. So now she's at risk of just getting headshot straight out. Oh, that's unfortunate. She's got a lot of heat scale to work with. What do we got for numbers here? That alarm 15 is going to be 45 due to minimum range. Trying to decide where to use my focus here. I think it might be next turn. I'm a little afraid I'm going to lose Buckshot, so I'm just going to fire all her guns. We're going to Alpha Strike like she's got no more turns to give. It does a good job. Nice. Knockdown ruins the right torso, opens up the center and the left in the process. RS is holding strong against these Atlas Ds that are now down to a single autocannon here. Alright, here comes the risk. Oh, lordy! Face shots everywhere here. As she goes down, takes 5 damage, goes down to 6 structure left in the head. Alright, it is time.
I'm receiving you.
It's time for Blockade and Paradise to
Right here.
pull the weight here. I didn't realize Blockade would be stuck up on this rock. We're going to call this bait. Bait him in.
Roger.
With any luck, they actually take the bait. Alright, well, it's not exactly the bait I was expecting, but it makes sense, so not surprised he shot at Paradise.
I'm under heavy fire.
Because now I need Buckshot and
I'm here.
Wildfire to hang the hell back. Actually, from here. Got direct line of fire. Her numbers aren't really going to get much better. I could throw. No, I think I saved the focus just a hair longer. So we can guarantee a kill shot with it, which I think will probably be Paradise over here from the right side of this.
Reporting.
Right side of this guy. Yeah, we like that. So, let's not get in the crystal mess.
Coordinates confirmed.
Swing wide here. Get this lined up. I don't even actually need the focus so much. The numbers are real good. He is, however, entrenched, which, when presented with an obstacle, one must present a solution to said obstacle, i.e. yo dead. Oh, leg to, shot to the leg. Come on. No, not 2 shots to the leg. Oh. Oh. Paradise. Paradise. You are definitely going to the simulator after this match is over. If you put... Oh, Lordy. Alright, well.
Yes, Commander.
No time for kvetching. It's time to move and shoot.
Moving to position.
Pull back my warrior women here and hopefully not have them get shot in the face. Why is this autocannon so bad? Target move, weapon damaged. Good to know. It's worth a 10% penalty on your 2 hits. Which makes sense. But we're still going to fire it because there's no reason not to. On the other hand, we've got some other stuff that could come off. LRM at this point. Nice. Land the coin flip of the autocannon right into that left torso.
What's the heat?
Yeah, you're fine. So what do we got? Is he going to turn and... Nope. 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 Don't shoot at her. Don't shoot at her. No no headshots. All right. All right. We got through it. We got through that part at least. Looking at an overheat here. Take off the LRM. That might still be an overheat, and you might be lying to me, game, but I'm willing to accept you at face value.
Acknowledged.
Oh, missing with the autocannon. Although we're digging deep into that left torso.
Critical hit,
Crit
Commander.
the LRM, crit the ammo, which probably is a moot point at this stage of the game. This is gonna suck. Alright, nope. Knockdown. Knockdown? Ooh.
Yes, Commander.
Nope, we will clear some of that stability damage in a moment. As soon as I figure out how to burn this guy to the ground.
Engaging.
Oof! That arm didn't get the message until real late that it was falling off.
Awaiting order.
Alright, Paradise, finish the damn job. Be so kind as to finish the job here. He's got 74 freaking structure on his center torso. You're hitting through the side. We're even going to push into the overheat. We're not going to shut down, though. That's foolish. That's foolish at this point. There we go. Biting in. Whew. Ooh, I was a little worried there.
That would be a kill.
I was worried Paradise was going to let me down 3 times this game.
Watch it, it's getting hot.
Fortunately, getting the job done. Now, Bulwark. Blockade. Sorry, Blockade. If you would do me a favor, actually, I can melee this guy, or I can move up on him. I can move up on him and I just
Copy that.
let loose with the guns. Drop the LRM off. We got plenty of heat to work with. Face-to-face sumo wrestling with guns. Plonk. Ugh, you missed with one of those lasers. But knockdown. Not that it matters too much when everyone is going in phase 1. Speaking of which, our enemy Atlas is back on his feet, using his focus, and oh,
We're losing forces.
I tried. I tried to keep them safe. I tried to keep them out of harm's way as best I could. Unfortunately, Buckshot just took too much spray.
Waiting for orders.
We will avenge it, however. Although not by shutting down. That seems foolish. There we go.
Copy that.
Plowing in from the left side of this Atlas.
Reporting.
Paradise, get your butt over here. I need you to work this guy. I know I've been asking a lot of you. But that's only because I care. And I have high expectations. Let's see. Running hot. I need to actually point at the target. Let's see. Woo! That is overheating by my estimation here. So we'll just fire the autocannon in the large. Shot to the leg.
What do you need?
You know what I need? Actually, you know what? Let's play this smart. No reason not to get to the right side of this guy. Left side of this guy.
Confirmed.
Turn the corner. Work the weak side. Wow, we got so much headroom on the heat scale. I was hoping to throw that. Let's do some quick EV here. So 40 damage, 85% of that is like, let's see, 4/5 of 40 is by 5. It's like 32 damage, and less than half of 60 is, yeah, okay, no, SRM's still the better option here.
Engaging target.
Well, you opened up the armor. I was expecting a little bit more than that, but this guy brings the salt. Yeah, pretty safe. Pretty safe to take that shot.
Losing lots of armor.
Anything but a headshot there is basically ineffective.
Yes, Commander.
Blockade. You do not actually have line of sight on the thing that just punched you, so let's just turn a bit
Confirmed.
and shoot this guy straight in the chest.
Copy that.
Oh, puts the lasers on opposite torsos. One of them transfers in.
Standing by.
Wildfire, if you would be so kind as to point your guns in that guy's direction and murder him now, please. What we got for heat scale? We're gonna overheat. No, let's keep it clean.
Confirmed.
No need to unnecessarily risk here. Yep, because we get it anyway.
Objective complete.
As we 4-1
Successful.
the enemy lance of Atlases with our Atlas RS variant, despite the unfortunate loss of Buckshot to head trauma of her mech. So I think this has actually been a really interesting learning experience, because I think this might be a really good viable alternate build for the Atlas. Now the Atlas D, again, the Atlas D brings a lot more damage. If I remember doing my math right, about 100 extra damage in an alpha worth. It is, you cannot discount the punch that the AC-20 brings in this game, and the rest of the armament does a good job of complementing that. But that said, all of this is very short range with the exception of the LRMs. The swapping out for 2 large lasers and the autocannon 10 does a really good job of positioning the RS as a slightly longer range brawler. You can sit back a little bit more and take shots from a distance, which on a mech that only moves at a walking pace 90 meters every 10 seconds. I don't know how many kilometers per hour that is, but I know it's slow. 40 to 50, if I'm remembering my MechWarrior Online right. I think this is a really good option to consider if you're looking at picking up an Atlas in the course of your own campaign game. It's a different mech. It is not quite the ram it down the enemy's throat build that the D provides. It is much more standoffish. And as I pointed out earlier, if you're bringing bulwark pilots, it allows you to get to a position early to bulwark in that then your armament can then make up for the lack of movement or the lack of position by having better reach. So also it's worth pointing out that this refit is still, it conforms to the hard points of the Atlas D. So if you do find an Atlas D, and assuming the hard points are as we expect and the way they should work, that you would be able to make the RS variant out of a D if you happen to stumble across one. You just replace the medium lasers in the arms with larges, strip out the center torso mediums, downgrade all of the torso guns, the 20 to the 10, the 15 and the 4. And there you go. An Atlas RS, all your own. A good mech. I like it. I think I have more respect for the RS now than I did going into this match. I'm not a huge fan of the lasers. The large lasers in this game specifically are relatively low damage for the heat and weight that you invest in them. But it's probably worth noting that a paired large laser and autocannon 10 armament is a very good mid to long reach setup. So keep that in mind across all your mechs going forward. You know, you can fit that on a heavy real easily. Might even be able to fit that on some mediums if you stretch for it. But the Atlas RS, proving that there is more than one variant of the Atlas worth considering, I think. 16 rounds, 47 minutes, 39 seconds, and the enemy forces pretty much had to do it the hard way, straight through one or another of the sides and scoop out the gooey internals. No lucky head hits for me this game. Seems good. But that'll be all for today's BattleTech in the morning. I am your scholar of the Mech Lab, Captain Nips. Wishing you a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon, evening, and night. Morning when we get back to it. And I'll see all of you in the next video.